Everybody, we got another Tribe of Titans Spotlight, and I'm going to let our guest introduce herself. So, first of all, tell us your name.
I am Chalmette Ray, or some may say Chalmette.
Okay, Chalmette. I haven't heard that before. Heard C. Ray before, but all right. So, where do you live right now, and where are you from? If it's different.
I live in Houston, Texas, and I am a native Houstonian. Been here all my life.
Who's is that the real word for it? Houstonian?
Yes, of course, absolutely.
All right, I've never heard that one before. All right, so what do you currently do for a living?
Well, I am a scientist by trade, but
Mhm.
currently I am a practicing commercial realtor.
Oh, nice, nice. That sounds all kinds of fun. Now, what is one unique thing about you?
Well, there are a number of them, but I won't bore you. I
Okay.
am currently learning to speak French because
Okay.
I wish to one day live abroad in France,
Hmm.
somewhere or very nearby.
Hmm.
And I'm also a published scientific first author.
Nice.
And I also used to harvest and prepare a protease, a cleaving protease called Adam TF13, which is done by using the umbilical cords from, well, you already know.
Yeah, I know where that's from. I think most people know where that's from. So, got it. All right. So let's talk a little bit about your real estate experience. What have you done with real estate as far as personal portfolio? Where have you invested? And you can also talk a little bit about what you do on the commercial real estate side.
Well, I, for quite some time, I always wondered how were people investing in commercial real estate. And
Hmm.
to be specific, multifamily was always something that I wondered about. Like, I've lived in apartments in
Hmm.
certain times in life. So I didn't know all the logistics and the details, but I always wondered, like, how are people doing that? I don't think the same person owns it forever. And when I had an opportunity to become licensed and started practicing, real estate on my own, of course, we bought our own home for personal use, live here. And then over time, I would always meet people in various walks of life that would share their experiences with me as I would kind of ask questions whenever I thought an opportunity was afforded. And in 2016, I really began ramping up on meetup.com, which I think back then, like in 2014, 2015, no one really was talking about
It's like probably
meetup.com, but
brand new, right? Right.
right, it was just really something new. And it was like, "Oh, this is interesting." So I jumped on there and I started a food connoisseurs of Houston, actually,
Hmm.
a group. And then it allowed me to see, okay, they have these other groups, they're talking about real estate and different things. So I started going to some of those different meetups and learning, how people were buying and selling real estate, repositioning it. And along the way, I met various people, but a great number of students were from one of the, I guess, mentoring groups that is well
Hmm.
known in the South. And I started going to their meetups and learning more and more about what they were doing. And fast forward to 2019, I was like, hey, I think I'm really ready to actually move forward. I've been
Hmm.
thinking and, procrastinating and just, I don't know, doing all this different stuff, research. I'm ready to pull the trigger. So I always wanted to buy a home, a rental property, and just cash flow it. So that's what I did. And that's in Lubbock, Texas, actually.
Hmm.
And then I also wanted to participate as a LP at the very least in a multifamily syndication. So I
Hmm.
did that in the fall of 2019. And so far, it has not, the LP part of it has not been that comfortable,
Hmm.
but we'll talk about that a different day.
Yeah.
However, I've learned a lot and it still has not, dissuade me from wanting to move forward and building my uh, personal investment portfolio as it relates to real estate. So I hope to soon, maybe before the end of 2021, have an opportunity to participate as a general partner in a multifamily syndication.
We'll hope that LP deal ends up working out for you. You're better at least, and then worst case scenario, you learn how not to do it, and then when you're the GP, you can be, you can do things perfectly. So, all right. So
Absolutely.
next question: what skills do you have that other Tribe of Titan members can benefit from?
Well, I find this difficult whenever you're kind of tooting your own horn, but that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, so boots on the ground, of course, I think that is something that I've underestimated for some time, but I stopped doing that because it is very important. If people are interested in this part of the world, Houston or some of the sub-markets that are within reason of the central Houston area, whenever you see news and different things and they talk about weather, for instance, everybody's scared of flooding in Houston. It's not like we're just this big soup bowl. So I think boots on the ground is very important, and I can bring that to people. Deal sourcing, I've had a really good swing and some good luck with that. Haven't always had the best of luck of finding people that were, ready for the types of deals that I brought, but there were some solid deals and still are. Underwriting is something that I'm working on, just becoming more proficient and just really honing that skill. And I think I would even take a stab at some capital raising. I have a lot of people that have approached me about wanting to participate in deals that I am a part of.
All right. And last question, what do you need from other Tribe of Titan members? Excuse me, let me start that over again. What do you need from other members of this network?
I don't know. It's been so comforting so far with just all the sharing, and they're not, holding everything close to the vest to the point of, I don't know, scarcity. People do things in a very abundant way. And there are just so many skilled, just knowledgeable people. But I would just say, I guess, continue the camaraderie, the approachableness of it, that can only get better with, more and more people coming aboard that have that same mindset and that same goal as far as, hey, and let's all be cabs, CAB, not crabs, CRAB, let's bring each other along and help each other and hold each other accountable. So I don't know, other than just do what you're doing. And it's always very, I don't know, I like the openness of it too, as far as being progressive. Things that are happening that are maybe on the early on the early end of what it's going to be. And the stepping stone, I noticed the Tribe of Titans people are very willing to just bring that out there and like, let's have a conversation about it, talk about these different things that are going on and that are going to be probably even more abundant or elaborate in the future to come as it relates to real estate. So
there we go.
Keep doing what you're doing.
All right. Awesome. And you keep doing what you're doing, and we'll get you, hopefully we can get you across that GP threshold here soon. So thanks for your time today. And that's a wrap, I guess.
Thank you.